you do zero. नमस्ते।
Hello, Shabana ma'am. Hello. Shabana ma'am, do you listen me? Ma'am, voice Shabana ma'am, నా వాయిస్ వినపడుతుందా? ఎస్, క్లియర్గా ఉంది కదా?
We are able to listen you.
Yeah, thank you, Krishna. Dear faculty, please listen. Within 5 minutes, the resource person and our beloved Vice Chairman sir, Principal sir, Suren Naidu sir also join. So please bear 5 more minutes with us. Sir, Ramesh sir, good morning.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. So can we start the proceeding, sir?
Yes, sure. Correct.
Yes, sir, please wait for a few minutes, sir. Our Vice Chairman and Principal sir is going to join. Just few minutes, 2 more minutes, please.
Yes, sure. Take your time.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
Welcome, Principal sir, for the workshop.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for coming, joining the workshop, sir. Which is also getting ready. Please bear with us 2 more minutes, sir. Sir is coming.
Okay, sir. Okay, no? Okay, okay.
A hearty welcome to Director for Dr. M. Surendra Naidu, sir. Hearty welcome to respected Vice Chairman, Sri M. Ramesh. Welcome. Sir, you are in mute, sir. Vice Chairman, sir, you are in mute, sir. Please unmute yourself. Yes. Hearty welcome once again to our respected Vice Chairman, Sri M. Ramesh Naidu garu. Good evening, sir, and welcome
Good
for the
evening.
workshop.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. So, with your permission, we start the proceedings for today's workshop, sir.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, respected Sri Ramesh Krishna Naidu, today's resource person, solution architect, IBM USA. Respected Vice Chairman, Antalakshmi Institute of Technology and Sciences, Sri M. Ramesh Naidu garu. Respected Principal Amurthy garu. Respected Dean of CSE, Dr. Prasad garu. Department HODs, faculty members, I welcome you all for the one-day workshop. As we all know, today, nowadays, research is going to play a vital role in both in industry as well as academia. So, as coming to academia, generally, whenever you want to work on some engineering problems, we require some good infrastructure. That means computing infrastructure. But this computing infrastructure sometimes may not be possible with our laptops or desktops. So it makes us mandatory to use the resources on the cloud, which may be almost available for less cost. Around our engineering problems. In this regard, the Department of CSC and wanted to educate our faculty to work with the cloud computing and to work with the resources the cloud computing offers for solving their individual research problems. For this, we are welcoming a big shot in the corporate industry, Sri Ramesh Krishnamneni garu. He's a good friend to me as a working as a solution architect for this workshop, and he's going to share vast knowledge and going to train us on using the cloud computing for solving our own engineering research problems. So before going to start the actual proceedings, let me read out the brief profile of today's resource person. Sri Ramesh Krishnamneni garu, so that the on today's so is currently working highly skilled and result driven engineering leader in high architectures like IBM, Amazon Web Services, Azure, high performance computing, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and solid foundation research. He has a vast experience of 16 years and he has good using advanced technologies to solve complex and give. Mr. Ramesh Krishnamneni garu is a in optimizing computational workflows, developing AI models, and implementing cutting-edge solutions across diverse industries. And also happy to share with you all that myself and Ramesh Krishnamneni garu are recently joined on a project, on a research project, and we are collaborated on a research project, and we are working on a one research problem called as cold start problem. So thanks a lot, Ramesh Krishnamneni garu, for accepting our request and coming as a resource person for today's workshop. Thanks a lot, sir. And also
Yep.
thank you for collaborating with me. And I hope with our collaboration, we can do a good research in the cold start problems.
Yep.
And
Sure.
now I
Thank you.
request, thank you, sir. Thank you. Now I request the HOD of Computer Science Department, the host department for today's workshop, Dr. K. Bhargavi garu, to speak a few words.
Respected resource person, our beloved Vice Chairman Sir, Skill Development Director, Principal, Dean and HOD of Anantalakshmi Institute of Technology and Sciences and non-faculty members. A very good afternoon to all. As we know, the demand of computer science is increasing day by day. There is a need to everyone to learn the skills in computer science domain. So, as a HOD, in association with R&D cell, we would like to impart the knowledge in our domain to all the faculty members of our college. In this view, we are organizing this workshop on cloud computing for engineering problems. In this session, we learn the basic terminology related to cloud computing, the creation of cloud accounts, and accessing of resources like infrastructure, platform, and software, which are needed for completing the research problem. So I request all the participants to utilize this session and gain the knowledge. I thank our today's resource person for sharing his knowledge with us. And I would like to thank R&D convener Dr. K. Murlidhar, event coordinator Shabana ma'am, and all the learned faculty members for their participation. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and utilize the time to learn something new. Thank you
Yeah,
all
ma'am.
and welcome to the workshop.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so
Sure.
much for your inspiring words. Now, I request Dean of CSE, Dr. BMG Prasad garu, to speak a few words.
Welcome to the one-day workshop on cloud computing for solving engineering problems. Resource person, Ramesh Krishnamneni, Vice Chairman Sir, Ramesh Naidu garu, all the colleagues and participants. Good evening all. We are very fortunate to have such an eminent industrialist as a resource person today. All the participants are enthusiastically waiting for learning the cloud computing services. The users via the through the over the internet storage resources to the user. I mean to say, which will allow the users to pay only for the services they use. So I hope with this workshop, one-day workshop today, definitely resource person, today's resource person, Ramesh Krishnamurti garu. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for summarizing the importance of today's workshop. Now, I request our respected principal, Dr. Ramurthy garu, to speak a few words about the workshop. Principal, sir, we welcome you to speak a few words, sir.
Our beloved Vice Chairman, Sri M. Ramesh Naidu garu, today's resource person, Mr. Ramesh Krishnamurti, Solutions Architect at IBM USA, Deans, HODs, and faculty members, good evening to all of you. So nowadays, cloud computing become part of our day-to-day life. Camouflage this opportunity and use these cloud computing techniques in engineering problems so that will be helpful for the students. So I am requesting all of you listen carefully and utilize the opportunity. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your quick words. Now, I request our respected Vice Chairman of Antalakshmi Institute of Technology and Sciences, Sri M. Ramesh Naidu garu, to speak about the workshop and welcome the resource person for today's workshop.
Thank you, Murli sir. First, I would like to thank resource person Ramesh Krishnamurti garu for accepting our request and ready to give cloud computing for solving engineering problems as a workshop for all our faculty. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. And I would like to appreciate Murlidhar garu, Dean R&D, for taking initiative for conducting these kind of programs. And as all the dignitaries were saying, so it's a good opportunity for all the faculty to utilize the survey to get the knowledge about cloud computing, which in turn will help them in the R&D. So I expect all the faculty to get good knowledge, whatever the resource persons will say, and I expect everybody will take advantage of this one. I once again thank Ramesh Krishnamurti garu for his time. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and welcoming our today's resource person. And last but not the least, I need to thank my friend and Department of Civil HOD, Sri Venkatakrishna garu, for connecting me with Ramesh Krishnamurti garu. Venkatakrishna sir, thanks a lot for your help for connecting with Ramesh sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Amal.
Yeah, and before starting the actual workshop, I request all the participants to once switch on your videos so we'll take a snapshot. And I request the coordinator Shabana ma'am to take a quick snapshot for the records. Or Narahari sir, anyone.
She is ready.
Please
Shabana is ready.
Yes. Please take a quick snapshot for the records. I request all the participants just for 1 minute, please switch on your videos. Everyone, I request to switch on your videos. Please mute yourself. Shabana ma'am, kindly take a snapshot of the screen. I mean screenshot. Try to stop sharing now so that you can get more people in the window. Shabana ma'am, stop sharing now. Then you will get full people on the window. Yes. So take a screenshot. Are you okay, ma'am? Is it done? Yeah. Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. And thank you all. Thank you, the respected dignitaries, for joining the inaugural session. Thank you all for your inspiring words. And once again, let me thank our resource person, my good friend Ramesh Krishnanedi garu, for accepting our request. And now the platform is yours, sir. You can start your presentation.
Perfect. Thank you all for inviting me, and it's my pleasure, to come and help people who are in need. And first of all, Venkat Krishna sir is my junior in my college, and thank you for connecting to Murli sir and all. And because of him, I got this opportunity. So I'm grateful to him also. And
Thank
yes,
you. Thank you.
like you all, have been talking about, I think most of you all covered what is the intention of this course. I'm sharing my screen right now. Hope you are able to see my screen. And if anyone
Yes,
has
sir.
issues,
It is visible.
feel free. Perfect. And let me make it in a presentation mode. I hope it is clear now. Perfect. So
1 second, sir. 1 second. I request the coordinator Shabana ma'am to take some snaps in between also. Yes,
yeah,
sir. Ramesh,
if
sir,
you
please
want, you
clarify.
can record. Yeah, sure. You can record it also so that it might help to revisit some of you if you are trying on your laptops. If you are not able to proceed today also, that also helps. I'm fine with the recording also.
Yes, sir. We are providing a full recording of this workshop later after completion of this workshop. We are providing a full recording for all the participants.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, thank you. So, like most of you all mentioned, okay, what is the cloud computing and all? Yes, in day-to-day life, it has become eminent that without cloud computing, we can't even proceed. Just open, mobile or any smartphone or any services that you avail over the internet. Majority of them are on the cloud. So, what exactly the cloud means or cloud computing means? It is just delivering the computing services. Okay, what exactly computing services means? You can think of it as like a processor. Yes, that is a computing, and also the storage in order to store the data. Yes, that is also computing, and also the memory, random access memory, or it can be any other networking. Everything is all computing services. Now, how it is going to help or why we need it on a demand process wise, on demand access or process. Like, let's say if you are developing some application and you need, some compute resources, then you can just log into any one of the cloud provider and you can avail the resources. You don't have to go and procure a device or procure a laptop or machine or PC to do that. So that is the main advantage. And you're just going to pay for what you use. You're not going to pay for the entire machine just in case if you are planning to use it only for 1 or 2 hours or something. And similarly, scalability. Let's say today you are building a small application or a small research problem, and you want to scale it, increase the data so that you'll get more data points. How to do that? Again, you need higher resources. Like maybe you might have 8 gig or 16 gig, but you might end up having 72 gig or not. You can still use that with the help of cloud computing or cloud computing resources. So I'm just going to say maintenance fee. You don't have to worry about anything. Just you log in and use it like how you are accessing your laptop. And similarly, this will help to innovate faster. How exactly to innovate faster, right? Like Murli sir just mentioned, I'm able to collaborate with him on a cold start problem to solve, the research problem. How can I innovate? How can I innovate faster is only by collaborating with him. That is through our cloud and other resources. So without cloud, it might not be even possible to do that. So similarly, you can share your work or collaborate with your other authors or researchers so to innovate faster. So that is the main advantage of cloud computing means. Now I'm just walk through some of the milestones, and feel free to post your questions if you have any in the chat box. Maybe I will address it during middle of session or at the end of the session, depending on it. Now there are some milestones, right? First of all, John McCarthy, the Stanford professor, started or coined the term time sharing. At the time, it was only like few companies who are providing, like IBM is providing the computers and others are kind of developing it. So at that time, he introduced the term time sharing. What exactly time sharing means? There is a laptop and people wants to use it, or multiple users wants to use it simultaneously. That is exactly. Then, IBM and other companies started using or started developing the idea of time sharing, and they invested a lot of time, and they finally end up having virtualization. So it emerged around 1990s. After 30 years or 25 to 30 years of research, the term came, or the concept came, the virtualization, which is the living foundation for cloud now, and also of course internet, both on the top, both are the foundation for cloud computing. Now, similarly, over the period for the last 30 years or so, there are many cloud providers that has been providing services that can be software as a service or platform as a service and all. So what exactly is a software as a service or platform as a service, right? So towards the left, you see on-site or on-prem application, just like you can think of it as your laptop is on-prem. For that, you are responsible for everything: networking, storage, servers, virtualization, and all. So why we are talking about this? Let's say you have a laptop, then you are responsible for everything. Let's say if you have infrastructure as a service, which is second one from left, networking, storage, servers, virtualization will be provided by the service provider, who is a provider, whomever you log in or you subscribe to. Similarly, and you are responsible to manage only the application, the data on the middleware and the operating system. Let's say they will provide a bare metal server, and you are responsible for installing OS of your choice. If you want OS of particular, Linux. Some people prefer Linux, some people prefer Windows. So depending on the use case, you can go ahead and leverage. You can go ahead and leverage the bare metal server and work on it accordingly. So just one more term, then platform as a service. Okay, what exactly is the platform as a service? Even the cloud provider is going to provide even the runtime, operating system, everything. You just need to deploy the application and the data. So you own the data that you are deploying it, and you own the application. You are responsible for writing the code and all. Next one is a software as a service. Everything will be responsible to the service provider. Just you might be wondering Google Docs or Google Drive or something. So Google Drive is an application, and the data also it manages. You don't have to manage it, but you just need to, of course, you have to enter the data and all. And the runtime, it will be running on Google servers. All will be responsibility of the service provider. So service provider can be any cloud provider or any service provider. Service provider means it can be cloud provider or any another one who provides a service to you. Okay, sorry to interrupt. Okay, let me turn it off. Okay, next one, and I added more details, in the note section. Feel free to refer. So, or if you have any questions, you can reach out to us through Murli sir. Now, without giving much time into the theory and all, I just want to get into the hands-on experience. So let me switch this to slightly slightly the IBM Cloud. Okay, so in order for you to log in or create an account in the IBM Cloud, you might need a credit card first of all, that is to authenticate. Again, there won't be any charge to that. This is to validate your user. Now, in order to do that, you can just access it cloud.ibm.com/registration. Now, you will be getting a $200 credit for free, and it has to be used within 30 days or 35 days, depending on the region where you are, and you can go ahead and start it. Now, similarly, I have already created my, with my personal email ID, but I won't be able to create one more ID because my credit card has already been linked. But I'm just going to quickly walk through what and all that I used in order to create an account in IBM Cloud. So if you look at it, just we need to enter valid email address and choose password. Once you do that, you will get an email with the verification code, which will be 7-digit, and you need to enter it in the column. Once you do that, then you can fill in your information. Let's say if you're creating this account for company or for personally. Let's say if you're creating it for personal, just go ahead and select it. Or if you're creating it for your college, then yes, you can go ahead and select company and you can fill in all the details, unless if your college already provides one of the account. Now, next one is once you have this information, then you will be billing information and credit card information, which is I have not highlighted this because of the privacy reasons. So once you fill in all these credit card details and all, you will be getting this message saying your credit card will not be charged at this time. A temporary hold of $1 will be placed on your whatever the card it is, MasterCard, or while we authorize the card. And why exactly does this? I mean, does IBM does this or any other cloud provider does this? Just to avoid the malpractice of using the cloud resources. Let's say if you are creating this month, you might be creating next month you will be creating, end up using different email ID or different resources. So the service providers wants to curtail that by enforcing through the verification by credit card. And once you do that, you can go ahead and click on create account. Once the account is created, then it will be switched back to this. So this is the dashboard view. Now I'm switching it back to the dashboard view. So in order to log in, and if anyone is trying, feel free to do so, but it might take a little bit of time. So in the interest of time, we just to skip that part, the registration part. But I have attached a video and also I have attached the detailed screenshots. If anyone has issues, feel free to post your messages in the chat, or even in future, you can reach out to us. Now, this is the dashboard view. Okay, what exactly the dashboard view has? So dashboard view has all the usage on the support cases. Let's say if you're facing any issues and you want to create a support, IBM support team will be taking care of it. Remember, it's a maintenance free, so you don't have to maintain anything. So like that, all the usage wise, how much you have been billed. So I just created this yesterday. So it's like $2 for me. So I'm going to show you like how exactly this is calculated, and you don't have to pay anything for the initial 30 days if you are within $200 credit limit. Otherwise, I would recommend to create this account only if and only if when you start using, or even when you want to use this resources. Let's say if you decide, if college wants to have an account, yes, definitely they can create it, and you can use the resources effectively, and you can do your research work with a very, very minimal price. Maybe it's like less than 100 rupees or 200 rupees per day. So it depends on what type of service that you use, what type of application that you want to provision. Now, this is all the cloud statuses. No issues. If there is issues, then it will show up if there is an issue and all, in this map. So across the world, there are no issues. So you are good to proceed. Next one, which is on the hamburger menu, I see here the resource list. This is the resource list across different platforms and different services you will be listed for here. Let's say the compute, that's what we are most interested in right now, it will be over here. So research project, like I said, I created yesterday one of the virtual machine in order to do the research or for this demo purpose. So that's why it is being shown as research project. Now, I want to go ahead and create a resource now. So what I have to do is, you can create a virtual machine in the VPC. VPC is again virtual private cloud. This is for security reasons. Cloud providers will be creating a virtual private cloud to you or VPC. This is just like a new laptop to you, and it doesn't have anything, any access. You will be setting up everything, complete provisions with all the networks and all, but you will be responsible to provide access to it or allow access to it. I'm going to show that in a minute, how to do that and all. It's pretty straightforward and it's seamless also. Now, once if I click on the hamburger menu, navigate to VPC infrastructure and go to compute section, virtual private service instances. This is what we are most interested in right now. So here I can go ahead and create, and the geography wise, you can create according to the closest region where you live. So let's say if you are in India, go to Asia Pacific, and Sydney, Toronto, like Sydney, Tokyo, or Osaka is the regions that currently IBM Cloud provides. So you can go ahead and select which is nearest. I believe almost all are same distance. So you can go ahead and create whatever the distance, whatever the region you want. And there will be always 3 zones. These are called availability zones. In the same city, let's say one is in the east, one is in the west, north, or one might be in the south. The reason why they've spread across different multiple zones in a region is to avoid any power failures, or let's say because of floods, there is no power failure in one region, but you still will be able to run on the other 2 zones. That's the reason why you will see 1, 2, 3. Any cloud provider, that is a basic rule, minimum 3 availability zones in a particular region. So for the simplicity of time, since I am in US, I can go ahead and select whichever the region I want. So I usually go with Dallas. So on your right hand side, you will be able to see the prices, okay, how much it is going to cost and all. But it is not the end. I'm going to show that in a minute. And so let's say this is for the name that you want to give. Let's say I want to give like, I want to do like Anantalakshmi of Technological Sciences Institute demo. So I'm just going to give like this. You can give your own name of your choice. And resource group, I would leave it as a default. You don't have to worry about it. Otherwise, you can go ahead and create a new resource group, and you need to configure something. But since you will be doing mostly the research work problem and it's anyhow public data, you don't have to worry about it. I would recommend to go ahead and create default. And you can leave this. And this is the image. This is the most important part for you. Let's say if you are using Windows, or if you want to create a Windows, then you can go ahead and create a Windows here. Windows. And Windows provides these servers, these editions. You can go ahead and select any one. The only reason why Windows is not, we would suggest not recommended, is Windows is not free. It is licensed and it will be expensive all the time. They will be charging, let's just say, see, it's like close to 9 cents or 10 cents per hour. They will be charging it for the license Windows. So, if you really want Windows, then yes, go ahead and create it. But again, it will, even if you create it also, the usage or the cost would be less than $200 per month. Or even if you think that, you are going to use it only for some hours, then it would be only maybe 200, 300 rupees. That's it. So in the interest of time, I will be using Linux. In order to do the Linux, I prefer Ubuntu minimal version, and it's from Jellyfish. You can create either one also. So I will go ahead and create Ubuntu Linux. And this is one more important stuff also, the profile. Okay, what exactly the profile means? Profile means it is based on the processor, how much RAM you want, and how much CPUs you need. Here, CPUs means the virtual CPUs. Okay, how many virtual CPUs you might need to do the usage flow. So you can select however you want, how much you want. But like I said, let's say this one, 16 core, 64 gig, this would be expensive. The cost will vary. Earlier, you might have observed this one is like close to 1 cent or something. Now it's close to 8 cents. Now, It depends on the profile which you want to. Let's say for this demo purpose, I'm fine with going to lowest profile, that is 2 CPUs and 8 gig RAM, and bandwidth is for 4 gig, which is sufficient for our problem. So you can go ahead and select this. Now see, it is like only 10 cents. Earlier it was like close to 90 or 80 cents. Now, these are the two most important things in determining the price of your virtual machine. So please pay attention while creating your virtual machine according to your needs. Now, the next step is we need to go ahead and create a secure shell hash key. Okay, SSH. Why we need that? In order for you to log into a laptop, it can be any OS, you will be asked to create a username and password, right? Or even in phone, nowadays they're asking to username and password. Similarly, in cloud resources, it is recommended to proceed or to log in using public key, private key concept, which is SSH key pair. Now, that is the reason why we are creating it. Now, let's say I'm just go ahead and create all demo SSH key, or just for demo purpose, you just need to give the name, and you don't have to worry about any others. RSA is sufficient for our problem. So it is going to generate a key pair, and it's going to download to your local machine. And I will talk about it, like how you have to use that secure SSH key to log in to your resource or to your virtual machine. And we can go ahead and click create here. It will automatically downloads. This is the private key that we will be using it. I know it might be a little overwhelming initially to all this, but once you set it up, you don't have to worry about anything, just like you can use it like your laptops. So once the secure shell is, secure SSH key is generated, then the boot volume is comes with 100 gig, which is sufficient. We might need only 1 or 2 gig, but 100 gig is more than sufficient. And you can go ahead and create an add data volume only if you need it. But again, data volume also needs some price. Again, okay, what exactly data volume means? Data volume means just like your memory in your hard disk. Let's say your data is so huge, maybe more than, I haven't seen any data, for a research problem. Mostly it will be, 400, 500 meg or something, megabytes. You can use leverage the boot volume itself to do that research. In case if you want to, for any reason, you can go ahead and create data volume also, and you can attach it. Now, since you have all the physical requirements, like say, what is my RAM and what is my processor and what is a vCPUs and all. Once you do that, and of course boot volume, then we need to talk about networking interface. Okay, now I have a machine, I have a laptop, or you can virtual machine. I need to connect it to the internet. So in your physical, in your day-to-day world, if you have a laptop, you will be getting to Wi-Fi or through a cable, because the laptop is built with the network interface card, NIC card. That's what we call it. So once you connect it through Wi-Fi, automatically to the it connects to the internet. Yes, it is similar to AWS. Yes, it is similar. Almost all cloud providers follow the same architecture with the slight modifications. I think Pawan has the question. Pawan sir, yes, that is AWS. Also follow the same structure. Now, using the virtual network interface, you can go ahead and create the network connectivity to the system or to the internet. Now, next one, this is the Ethernet card, ETH0. And if you observe that there is one thing which has been attached here, the security group, and I'm going to talk about it. Okay, the security group is the one which limits who is going to connect to this virtual machine. You can limit, let's say, I want to connect it only from my local laptop. Yes, you can do that. Or you want to open it, make it public. Yes, you can do that also. But even if you make it public, they need a private key, which is the public key, private key, the one which we created in the past here. So I will just leave everything as default, so we don't have to, change anything. But I'm doing it for demo purpose, and let us know if you have any questions here. Okay, if there are no questions, and coming back to the summary, if you look at it, since we selected 2 vCPUs, 8 gig RAM and 4 gig bandwidth, and the image is the Ubuntu, and also the boot volume network interface. Let's say if you don't have to pay licenses to virtual machine, meaning you purchased a Windows OS. Now you want to leverage this. Yes, definitely you can use that also, but for that you need to create your custom image. So it's called bring your own license, BYOL. You don't have to worry about the pricing and all, but since you already paid to the Windows operating system, so you can go ahead and create a custom image also. But since we are trying to use the IBM provided one or the service provider one, we will go ahead and use the Ubuntu. Next one is the boot volume. Now, if you look at it here, the total is, let's assume you create this machine today and you leave it this machine running for another 30 days, you will end up paying $75, close to $75. But let's say if you switch on and off, then you will be paying only for how many hours that you'll use. So let's say for your research, you did all the coding, everything in your local laptop. Now you want to, train your model, just an example, let's say, or run your model. You might need only 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours. Then you'll be paying like 3 hours of this is like close to 50 cents, which is maybe like 10 rupees or something. That's it. You don't have to, pay a huge amount. You can stop the services and you can leave it running. So you don't have to go through all this setup again. That is also one option. Again, I'm not suggesting you to try it and all. I mean, if you want, go ahead and try it. But in case if there is a real need, I would highly recommend to create an account and use the cloud providing services. Okay, now I'm going to click on create virtual server. So now it is maybe like 1 or 2 minutes, it is going to create a virtual server, a virtual machine, just like your laptop to you. So since it's going to take some time, oh, it's already done. Okay, if any team has any questions, we can take it up right now. Looks like there are none. Okay, we can proceed next. Now, if you look at it here, this is the ALTS demo that we created just now, and this is the machine that is running already, and on this VPC and all, it's created the default one. This is the profile, and this is the private address. Okay, I'm sure you might know the concept of private and public IP addresses and all. In case if you're not sure, you can refer or Google it. I mean, for the rest of time, I'm just going to proceed further. Now, you need a floating IP or public IP address in order to connect to this machine. So in order to do that, what I will do, I will go ahead and assign a floating IP. The way how I can do it, either here or you can go to here. Either way, I will show here, which is I think pretty easiest one to that. So we can go ahead and create floating IP name and all. Okay, 1 minute. Yes, for us, I think you need to enter more details here, but in case if you want to do it, you can use the other one also. Now, if you look at it, it is creating the name, floating IP name, just ALTS demo. I would call it as IP, the interest. So here, the resource to bind is again your virtual machine to use is ALTS demo, and it is going to create. You use this network interface. I think it's creating itself, provider. And if you observe this, it is not hourly. This is the only charge that will be monthly, meaning you will be end up paying $1.05 every month if you leave this virtual machine as is, which is like close to 90 rupees or something. In case if you don't want to pay even that, you can completely shut down it can completely delete the virtual virtual machine instance. I'm going to tell you also. Now, if I click on reserve, so what it does is it's going to create, virtual, it's going to create a private address, or sorry, public address, which you can go ahead and access it. Now, in order to go back to the virtual machines, you have to click on virtual network interfaces, or you can go to virtual network, virtual server instances, VSI. Now, if you look at it, this is exactly the public IP address I was talking about. Now, if you observe the previous one, I stopped it. Now, if I stop this, no charges will be incurred to this virtual machine. Only I have to pay for the floating IP address or the public IP address, which is $1.05 per month. In case if I don't want this, also, then I will go ahead and delete it. So the moment if you delete, everything will be deleted. You will be losing the data and all. I hope that if that is okay with you, go ahead and delete it. But let's say if you create it and I don't want to go through again creation process and all, yes, you can go ahead and you use it also. Now, if you observe now, this is the public address, and the quick way to test it is you can go ahead and, I'm sure if you are using Windows, you can go ahead and use PuTTY. If you are not familiar, then I have provided a link how to download PuTTY and all. Or if you are using Linux or Mac, then it has a terminal by itself. Now, with the terminal, what you can do is you can go ahead and directly generate, or directly, you can ping it. So ping means, I'm sure, just like clicking on google.com. So the moment if you see 64 bytes is coming from so-and-so IP, which means from your machine, you are able to connect it to the machine that we just created, and it's working fine. Now, like I said earlier, we need to connect to this virtual machine, and this virtual machine, the one which we created, has only the CLI mode. It doesn't have the GUI mode. So, okay, I will just log in now. Since I was talking about earlier how to log in using the public key, private key, I'm just going to briefly spend maybe 1 more minute, but I added those details also. Yes, here, log into VSI using private key. You can refer this link. Depending on the OS you can go ahead and use it. So this link covers both Windows as well as Linux. And again, Mac is the Linux, so there is no need to specifically say Mac and all. So in order to create, so this is the Windows, getting PuTTY is the first starting one, and once you do it, feel free to follow this. And again, it is pretty straightforward. If you say anything that you are not sure, just try to Google it and you will come to know. Okay, since I'm using Mac, and of course this is a Linux, so I don't have to worry about it. Now, since I already have the public key, I already have the IP address, now I need to connect it. So the way how I will do is SSH-I interactive mode, and I have to use, it went to downloads, and it's okay. Before even doing that, I just want to go ahead and change some permissions for my private key. The reason why I want to change the permissions is we don't want anyone to use it. So I think it's already been specified over here. So change permissions to 600. Again, this is like binary number for any file permissions. Let's say ls-lrt, ALTS demo, this one. This one, if you look at it, it is like a 644 is the current one, which is read, write, read permissions for the owner, root, and the group. So I just want to change it. The way how to change it is ch mode, changing the mode for that using 600, and I want to give. And now if you just look at it, it is only 600 permission, only read write permission, and no one will be able to execute it also, which we don't need to execute it. If someone is going to execute it, then they're going to steal your key and they can go ahead and log in. So which we don't want to do that. So that is the reason which we did it. Now the next step is in order to log in using SSH-I interactive mode, and I'm going to use ALTS demo using private key. And since we used Ubuntu, by default, if we install Ubuntu operating system, it is going to create a user Ubuntu. Next one, we need to enter the IP address. So again, the IP address, you can get it from here. So now, since here, this is the IP address. Now, again, this is the way how you have to log in into your virtual machines through CLI mode. SSH-I, this is the private key or public key, private key, the one which you get while downloading it. And this is the user that you want to log in. Let's say if you are familiar with Windows, you will be using administrator is the username. So, and it is going to, you earn @ and the IP address of the machine that you want to connect it. Now, this is first time you want to authenticate it or fingerprint just to connecting it. Yes, I want to connect from my machine. So it's permanently added. So you don't have to, you will not see that message area. Now, if you look at it here, you are able to see the machine with all the permissions, right? So Ubuntu, it's already downloaded. Now I have my machine. I'm able to connect it. But do you think your research requires only CLI mode? Yes, go ahead and use it. Let's say if you need GUI, graphical user interface, then you have to follow, you need to follow certain instructions. So that also I specified it over here. Next one. So after logging into VSI using CLI, follow instructions to enable GUI for Ubuntu. By default, Ubuntu, if you install it, the minimal version, I mean, if you have a like a larger version or full version, yes, the GUI will come automatically. But since we don't want to waste resources, but we want to effectively use the resources. That's the reason why we are coming to cloud. So to reduce the cost. So that is the reason. There is you can go ahead and access this URL, like clearly laid out, some of the steps and how to enable it. So you can just install the desktop environment. Once you log in here, you can go ahead and create it faster. So I will, in the interest of time, I will just split my window. Hope you are able to see my screen. On the time-wise, Murli sir, how are we doing? Are we good? Are we on track or something? And install this one. Yes, this is going to take maybe a couple of minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah. And once it's done, then we're going to install the type VNC server. Okay, team, any questions? Anyone has any questions? Meanwhile, while this is installing.
Yes, dear participants, you can raise any queries. Dear participants, meanwhile, have any doubts, please raise your doubts.
Yeah, looks like team doesn't have any questions. So usually there can be two things, right? One, they're not understanding anything, or they understood completely. Hopefully the latter is correct. Okay, it's almost done. And next one is again, you just copy paste, the commands. You don't have to, even type it. So just click on copy and you will be good. And this is the VNC server, which I'm going to use. And this is an important step. You need to remember the password that you want to, log into your VNC viewer, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So you can just set it up any password as such, and again, confirm. This is the only password you will need it. Again, this is only for your internal purpose. This password is not exposed to anyone. Let's make sure you remember something. And next one, once you set it up, you would like to enter view only mode. No, I don't want to enter view only mode. I want everything. So just it is going to do that. Starting applications. So if you observe, just follow the same thing, whatever is being done here. In case in future, if you want to change password, you can use this, or if you have forgotten, you can go ahead and set it up. Now, if you, I know in Windows, we have task manager, right? So similarly, in Linux, if you want to do it through some CLI, either you can go type, top DOP command or ps-ef. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just getting all the processors out of processors, all the processors. I'm just grabbing, searching only for the VNC. And if you observe here, this is running Ubuntu user, and it will be on the port 5901. So this is you're good. And next step is you successfully enabled. Or if you want to follow the next steps, you can do that. But it's not really required. But in case if you want to do it, feel free to do so. For interest of time, it's not going to take much time also. So I will just follow the same thing so that you will not miss, while watching this video, you don't have to worry about it. So next one, and Nano Startup, this is where it will open like VA mode. So VA mode, I just need to copy this. And once it's done, and in order to, I think it has a command also. Yeah, we need to click Control X and save and enter. So it's saved. Now you are good. And again, you just had to change, the server startup script. So it's creating one more, server startup. That's it. You can go ahead and start, okay. Again, as I said, I'm just going to use the VNC server, which is going to create. And if you just do ps-ef again, correct VNC, yes, you're good. So now you have the machine that is running on 5901. It's all good now. Next step is to connect. So in order to connect to the VNC, you just need to go ahead and download the VNC viewer. Since I already downloaded it, I don't have to worry about it. But in case, depending on your OS, let's say if you are using a Mac OS or if you're using, Windows, you can go ahead and download. I believe this is the one. Yes, use this URL. Let's say if you are using Windows or Mac, depending on your OS, just download the VNC viewer and you can able to connect it. So now I'll just open the VNC viewer. Okay, here you go. Now I know my IP address of the machine, and I know I enabled the GUI. Now is the time to connect it. Now how to connect it? So you can just go ahead and click on connect. So by default, it's not going to connect it. It's going to fail. Reason why, like I was saying earlier, this machine is currently being enabled for IP address, but not on the port 5901. Okay, how to enable the port? So you need to go here, navigate it to the network interfaces where you can find the security group. So click on the security group here. And if you see here, this is already enabled the 5901. 1 minute. This is the same group it's using also. Okay, it looks like 1 minute. It is being currently correct. This is the one. And this is the inbound role, so it should be able to connect it then. And one. So maybe I will just go ahead and delete and recreate it again. And so UDP, and so once you, this for first time, right? It will be like this. It doesn't have anything, it has only V for 22 port. And also the ICMP port is enabled. Now, what you have to do is you have to go ahead and enable the TCP for the port, which is 5901, 5901. And you can, here is the where you can specify your own public address, meaning your IP address, so that you don't have to give access or anyone, you don't have to by mistakenly, no one will be running your resources. You can go ahead and use for now any or your own IP address. I'm sure you know how to find IP address and the destination. I have to go ahead and connect to anything. Now, okay, once I enabled TCP, now I'm going to enable the UDP. Again, this is all the basic protocols. I'm sure most of you know by now. If you are in computer science background, if not, you can just leave it and just go ahead and enable TCP and UDP. So once you do this, and it has the virtual server instances. So let's see if it's going to connect this time. Now, so let's try using 5901 port. This is where, yes, it's connected now. So the moment if I use the 5901 port, it's connected. So you can click on continue. And again, this is the password that you have to enter while creating the VNC viewer. So it is not any OS password. You can just, click on create. So this is the GUI right now. So now you have a machine and you can play around however you want. So next step is I have included here also. Your machine is ready now and you want to use this machine. Let's say based on your requirement, I want to install MATLAB or any other software that you might be interested in. You can go ahead and install it. But I showed here an example how to install Google Chrome. You can similarly follow it. And like I said, okay. And so let me install this. So in order to install this, this is a little difficult in Mac, to navigate it. Okay, so I have to go to terminal, or I will reduce the size, so which may be better. So yeah, you need to access terminal in order to install anything. So once you are in the terminal, now in order to install Chrome, one unfortunate thing is this one doesn't, copy paste doesn't work here. I haven't, spent time, in exploring it, but you can if you want to. Google-Chrome-stable. I added, stable underscore current underscore AMD64.deb. Now, so it is just downloaded. So now if I go ahead and create it, now I have this. So sudo apt install Google-Chrome. Okay, why it is not showing? Really stable. Okay, unable to locate package. Yeah, of course, it's not showing. Sudo. Oh, maybe it is not accessible. So I'm just changing the mode to the one which I downloaded just now. Then I will go ahead and why it is not showing. Okay, let's go stable underscore current underscore AMD64.deb. So now, wow, for some reason it is not able to locate. Okay, let me get the again. GLE. Oh, yeah, it has all permissions. Now, sudo apt install and Google dash CABL. Oh, wow, I don't know. For some reason, auto completion is not working. But team, this is what exactly we need to do. Just use this command and let me know, or I'm going to try it out and add a detailed information how to do it. Now, let's assume once you have Chrome and you're all good, you can go ahead and use this. Now, the next one I want to show is the Google Lab. I know most of current research is going on Python. So if you are using any Python, go and spend cloud resources, you can leverage your Gmail account or Google account to create it. So to do that, log into the Google Drive. So I'm just going to go here. So this is the Google Drive, and you can go ahead and click on get more apps, and you can search for Colab. So Lab is the one, or collaboratory. Wow. So collaboratory is the one which we need to install. Once you click on it, make sure you install from collaborative team to install it. To install this collab on your local. So what exactly collab? In the interest of time, again, I'm not going to cover this, but I'm just going to quickly show you one problem, one engineering problem that I'm trying to solve, and how to, how to effectively use the resources without connecting to my cloud, my laptop resources. So for example, this is the problem that I want to solve. Now, during COVID time, there are a lot of patients coming to hospitals trying to figure out whether that person has COVID or not. Now, it will be cumbersome or tedious for everyone who is coming and kind of, checking for resources wise, and also the availability of doctors. So they might end up doing PCR test, or they might suggest you to go ahead and do X-ray test. Let's say if you do X-ray, then you need to figure out how much, time, or how many, whether you need to figure out whether the person has COVID or not. The doctors, it will be difficult to, the time would be difficult for doctors to evaluate each and every case, which needs more time. So in order to save time, what we are trying to do is we are trying to build an AI solution so that they can go ahead and test it. So again, I'm just explaining in details here. You don't have to go through. This is the first step where I'm installing the Gradio. So we need to connect with GPU. So once you connect with GPU, if you look at it here, it is using like 12 gig of RAM and close to 100 gig of, or a little over 100 of the disk space. Again, this is random. Google will provide you. You don't have to worry about anything. Just as long as you have Google account, and if you install Colab, you are good. Now, this is one of the tools that I usually use for UI or anyone who does Python development. So they're installing this, the library, Gradio library. And if you observe now, this is taking a lot of time. But since despite you having, the reason why it's taking a lot of time is it only has 12 gig. Let's say if you have 24 gig or 80 gig or something, this would be much faster. That is the reason why RAM plays a major role. Now, next step is, so since it's, it took like close to 46 seconds in order to, okay guys, I mean, it might be too slow, too small for you. So 46 seconds is taking to do this. And next one, I'm importing some other libraries, NumPy, Pandas. I mean, if you are into Python development, you can go ahead and do that. Again, this is not for the Python course or something. I'm just trying to show one more way. If you have a Python notebook and if you want to connect it. So this is again privacy, just to connect to the data. I already added the COVID detection problem or the data to this folder. So I'm just using, this is the data, and this is the data, and I have a AI model. I want to first test it, and I want to train it first. So first, sorry, I want to train it, then I want to test it. So in order to train the data, I have the COVID people, as the case normal people and pneumonia people, all those details are being added. Now, so I have the data, so I loaded it over here. Next one, and this is where I'm just trying to read the data, or mounting means mounting the data for your problem to do this. So it has close to, okay, it has close to some data. Okay, close to 236, 231 images and 61 images in both train and test. So it found the data, and you can just do the ED analysis and all, which you might not really require team, but yeah, in case if you want to do it. So this is the way how we will leverage, okay, let's see. Yeah, this is working fine, and this is working fine. If you observe now, normal people has the data wise, this is normal people has these many X-ray images, and pneumonia has more data compared to pneumonia or normal cases. So if you observe COVID, slightly background, the foggy structure. So once you have this, all the type of images and all, next one is a model building, which I already built it. Now I have to train the model. So if you look at anywhere, training the model is the most intense job. Just going to take a lot of time in order to train the model. So this is like, I'm just clicking on train. I mean, you train the model, and there will be 25 steps. This is like epoch. That's what since I said it needs 25 epochs. So this might take another like 10 minutes or so, and it's resource intensive. Since we are we have only like 12 gig RAM, so it might take even more time. So the intention of this showing the Google Colab is, in case if you are doing your research on Python notebooks, then you don't have to even go and spend time and money, in registering the cloud provider. You can leverage Google Colab itself, to test it and to train your model, all those things. So this is an example. So if you look at it now, it's taking, 1 after 25. So slowly it will proceed after 20 till 25. And next one is to test it. So once you, once you train the model accurately, then you can evaluate it by, or evaluation means like testing by uploading an image. It will tell whether this person has a COVID or not. So it will help the doctors, or the staff who's doing the images. Hey, this person doesn't have a COVID or chances of having COVID. Then they will be sent to the doctor. So then doctor can evaluate whether this person has COVID or not. Again, it's not completely relying on the data, the one which model provides, but it will help reduce the workload person or the doctors who is going to evaluate. Let's say for certain, this person doesn't have COVID, then it's better to send him in. And if the person doesn't have, the gray, he's not sure, this solution will help to reduce the workload for the doctors, and doctors can spend time on majority of COVID cases rather than normal cases. So that, if you look here, it's, it is taking more time now. It's more than what I had anticipated. So I think that's all. And I included some more some more options, for cloud resources. IBM provides the Linux One community cloud. Yes, you can go ahead and create it. This one, the advantage of this Linux One community is it has higher resources and it's free as long as if your research falls within that community helping. So you can do that and try it out. You can, once you fill the information and you need to explain the description of your project, once you submit it, it might take like 1 business day to get your approval, and usually you will see it. And next one, there is one more cloud provider who has $300 credit, which is Oracle. Yes, you can go ahead and use it, Oracle. Or if you want to use AWS, yes, you can go ahead and use AWS. And Azure is from Microsoft. So all these cloud providers have similar plans, or free plan or free tier. So you can go ahead and leverage all this in order for your research problem, so that it helps you and also the community to solve, and also the environment by effectively utilizing the resources instead of producing more e-waste. E-waste meaning like buying laptops and trashing it after some time once if it's not good. So I think that concludes. Let's see our model where it is. Oh, okay. We have completed close to 2. No, it's not. Yeah, 1 is completed. So the next step started actually, the epoch 2. So next stage. So like this, there will be 25, epochs. Again, epochs is again train the model. That's what we define it. So this is just, we are training the model now. I wish I could have shown you once I train the model, and you can test it by uploading the image, and it will tell you whether this person has COVID or not. So, yep. So let's assume you have all this, and decision making, data team, all those things. So this is one of the life cycle and all. So you don't have to worry about all this, but the most interesting, the purpose of this meeting is to get access to the cloud resources and effectively use. So now you have IBM Cloud, Google Colab, Linux One Community, Oracle Cloud, AWS, Azure, and all might need credit card in order to use this. Okay, and I think that concludes the presentation wise. If you have any questions, we can take it up now. Murli sir, you can be the host for that. In order to, if the team has any question.
Till now, there are no questions, sir. We can go forward.
Okay. Time-wise, how are we doing? It's already like 4:35.
So if you want, we can take up to 4:45, sir.
Oh, 4:45. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see, where is our model now? Not sure whether we can get this, but yeah, let's try. While model is getting trained, we can look at the issue that we had earlier, the calling, right? So let's look at that. So now, in case if I want to do anything, I just go ahead and Google it again. How to install Google Chrome on Ubuntu CLI. You can just type it. So help with installing. Okay, ask Ubuntu. Let's see. Yeah, we did this. wget. Yes, we got this. And they're suggesting to install the package, run the command. Oh, okay, this is one more option. And during the installation process, probably you might encounter some dependency errors. So sudo apt fix broken install. Okay, so let's try this option now. Since they are suggesting to go with a different route. Okay. Again. Okay. So it might not be helpful. So yeah, use this further. This is good. Yeah, this is good. For now, I will go ahead and install this. Now I will clear everything. Just start with wget. Where is there any mistake that we did it? HTTPS wget dl.google.com/linux/direct/chrome-table_current_amd64.dev. Yeah, this is correct only. And saved. Okay, saving to connecting to DL Google. Okay, it's perfect. And this is good. Okay, it has. Oh, okay. Now it's created one new one. Okay, that's fine. Let's follow whatever they're specifying now. Let's assume now sudo -tpkg -i gogl. Okay, there you go. Unpacking it. Okay, it looks like it is installing now. Not sure why sudo apt install was not working, but this is working now. So it's installing the Google Chrome browser. Okay, it's encountered errors. Oh, it needs. Okay, I see. Lib. Okay, now in order to do that, I think there is a way we can go ahead and create it. And okay, it's saying, it's complaining that lib ubuntu 2f udev is not installed, and that is the reason why it is showing this error. Now, I believe I have seen somewhere. Okay, maybe duplicate this and go ahead and use it. I have seen somewhere command line how to install Ubuntu, and this is the one. Okay, CLI, and next one is libu. Okay, libu 2f U Dept. Okay. Dependency issues. Okay. Let's go, please. Okay. Yeah, this one we can do. There could be easiest option, I thought. Okay, let's see. Create a dummy package which provides fixes issue. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Sudo apt install EEQUIS UIES. Okay, this is good. And again, it's not going to get installed. Wow. So we might need to get both. Okay, so this is going to take time since we have 5 more minutes. I thought of showing what let's assume that I create. Okay, let me create now here. Okay, let me go ahead and create a Windows virtual machine. Where have I created this? Okay, let's go and use this one. This one. And let's say cloud.ibm.com. And I'm trying to log into my laptop now using my account. And I will show you how, if you have created a Windows VM, how to go ahead and use it. One password. Okay, so okay, I'm just creating it here. I cannot share this, otherwise I wish I could have showed you. I mean, this process, it's same, but it has some credentials. Okay, and okay, I need to get the 2-factor authentication. 962 68 9. Okay, now I have this, and I need to go to resource list. I'm here now. I need to go to BSI, similar one, and are we doing model wise? Let's see where are we. Okay, it's 4. Okay, 4. Okay, so this is. Oh, okay, here you go. So this is what I was referring to. Now, if you look at it here, I have a virtual machine with the name Kyle WDC, and I stopped it. And it has Windows Server, and it has the encrypted password. Now, in order for us to connect to this or any virtual machine, it has to be up and running. So we have to start it. That is one step. And also, you need to go ahead and download this RDP file. So what is download RDP file means? It's a remote desktop. Let's say if you enable any public IP or the public IP, which is floating IP in the IBM Cloud perspective, then you can go ahead and connect it to using RDP. So what is RDP? Remote desktop. I'm sure you might, if you are using Windows, you might know what is it, remote desktop and all. So let's see if I have any. So, and if you look at it here, it doesn't have a public address. That's why I'm not getting it. Not getting the download option. But in case if you enable public IP, then you will see the download RDP file, and you can download it. And once the RDP downloads, then you can use the client, RDP client. Like I'm sure you know how to do this one from now. Here, right? Add PC, just enter the IP address of the public IP address, then you are good. It will be asking for administrator password, and which you will be able to deduce it. But if you click on this here, how to connect to your Windows instance, it will show you, first of all, 3389 port has to be enabled. That is one, and that is the rule. and you can just go ahead and use the CLI commands to get the password, the administrator password. So that is one option. Now you might be wondering, okay, now I have, okay, cancel this. This is one way of connecting it. And I have one more thing. Let's say now I have this machine and I want to stop it so that there won't be any charges. So I can go ahead and click stop here. Now, if you stop it, there won't be any charges except for the floating IP address, which is $1.05. Remember, I was showing it right now. Since once it's stopped, since it is stopped here, then I'm going to show you start just using here from this navigation menu. You can go ahead and select start and stop. Accordingly, you can start the survey. Start the VM or stop the VM. Okay, I think this is started, so you can just go ahead and use this one. So now, since we stopped at 150, so 150 is this one, so you won't be able to connect to this. Connection failed, and it will be failing because you don't have the we stopped the our VSI virtual machine. So this is how you create start and stop virtual machines, or you can do so that there won't be any charges incurred to your account. So it is going to fail. It doesn't take this much time. So now, since 52 is okay, now I'll show you start again. I'm going to stop this so that there won't be any charges. So since we started now ALTS demo, earlier we were not able to connect to this. Now we can connect to it once it starts. Not sure why it's taking so much time. Okay, good. So now it will connect. Oh, it's failing. 150, 239, 171, 185. Oh, reason why is it being blocked? Okay, so I hope this has been started. I'm not sure. BNC viewer and this one 5901. Okay, the reason why this is failing, the VNC has not started, or VNC might have died already since we restarted it. So again, just go ahead and download, and you can just search for VNC is running or not. If it is not running, you can go ahead and enable it. Get a VNC. Oh, okay, there you go. It doesn't have VNC. Since we restarted, it stopped. It's good that it started now. Oh, sorry. Okay, yes, it started now. You will be able to do it right now. So there you go. You can connect to it. So once you start and stop, we have to remember this. Again, log in through CLI using the SSH command, the one which we went through. If you are not sure, refer this video back or the URL in the presentation to log in, how to log in. Once you log in, then you have to click on VNC server, so that you have to start every time in order to connect to this. I think that's it. I think that's all. I have any questions? Looks like there are no questions. So team, if there are no questions, feel free to do this, and let's see how are we doing the model wise. I know I'm switching back and forth. Okay, since it's here it's 5 steps is done, another like 20 more steps are pending. Like I said, is the 12 gig RAM, but I trained this model using like 80 gig or something, and it took like close to 4 or 5 minutes. But since it is 12 gig, it is not very high. It is taking a lot of time. It's fine. But in case if you feel that this memory is not sufficient, then you can keep trying. Sometimes you will allocate more memory, meaning 24 gig or something. I have seen max 24 is what Google provides. So you can connect to 24 meg and you will be good. Sounds good. I think we are 4 minutes over the time. Team, if there are no questions, and Murali sir, any questions from you or team? I do not see it in the chat message though.
Yes, sir. Dear faculty, do you have any questions? Please post your questions in the chat box, or you can directly ask the resource person. And most importantly, kindly see the chat box. There is a feedback form available, and you need to fill it. Then only the certificate will be issued. Yes, Sudipika ma'am has raised her hand. Sudipika ma'am, please go ahead. Please raise your query. Sudipika ma'am has raised her hand. Ma'am, do you have any question?
Sir, no, sir. Sir, actually, I'm going for the Google form that was touched, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So, any other faculty, do you have any queries? Please rise.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Sir, if you have the account of IBM Cloud, how to match our operating system with IBM Cloud?
If you already have a Azure system, meaning if I understand your question correctly, you have a virtual machine running in the Azure and you want to
No, sir.
port that.
No, sir. I have the login
Uh-huh.
credentials of IBM Cloud.
Okay.
How to operate that? We have the build with Watson chatbots and insights and recognizers. I need to use the IBM
Oh,
Cloud to
okay.
export the AI platform. So,
Okay, AI platform. Perfect. This is really good question. So again, you see here, this is a Watson assistant. You can go ahead and click resources here. The once you create Watson X is what the platform currently it's been used for AI. You can use this, or you can go ahead and select others like build with Watson, Watson data and all. You can use any of those, just like click on what you need. Let's say, since if something might be not shown in the dashboard here, let's assume if it is not shown in the dashboard, you can just type whatever the service that you want to use. Let's say I want to go ahead and use Watson. Then IBM Match 360 with Watson. Yes, that is a service that is available. And Watson Machine Learning, Watson Studio, Watson Whisker, Watson Query. All those. You can just click on it here and just enter the details like however you want. Like I know majority of currently Watson stuff are running on IBM Dallas. The reason because is the GPUs. There are very scarce GPUs, the NVIDIA 100 GPUs. So it's available only in Dallas region. That's the reason why you're seeing only one location. But slowly, once the GPU is available, then it will be available. I mean, it will be running on the others also. So I believe you're asking for Match 360. I think, right? This is what the service that you want to provision. And once you enter details, and you can go ahead and click, you can create it. That's it. Is it that does that answer your question, Mohan Krishna sir?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Once you have access to this, you can access in all the cloud all the cloud services.
And there is a good feedback from Vinod sir. Your presentation gone very much smooth throughout the session. Thank you, Vinod, for your positive feedback.
Appreciate it.
And dear faculty, kindly open your chat box. There is a feedback form available. You need to fill it in order to get the certificate for the workshop. Those who fill the feedback form, then only will be eligible for getting the certificate. So don't forget to fill the feedback form. And any other queries? If no queries are there, we'll try to wind up the session because it's almost 4:55 here in India.
That's good. Yep, team. In case if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me through LinkedIn or through my email, which is rameshk@IEEE.org. Feel free to provide your if feedback if you want to also through or email, or if you have any questions in the future regarding IBM Cloud or any other cloud, how to use it, feel free to email me and I will try to respond as early as I can. Okay, and thanks again. Thank you all for joining this session and taking time and interest in learning cloud computing for solving your engineering problems. Thank you all, and I hope
can I share my email ID, sir?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Yes.
I think this is the one email ID.
Yes, I have shared it.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
So, dear,
and yeah,
yes, there is an email
you
ID
can connect to
available in
LinkedIn.
Yes, sir. Please.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, you can connect with me on LinkedIn also. If you are in LinkedIn, if you think that is easiest for you guys, so feel free to do so also. I believe, yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. Sorry to interrupt you, Murli sir. Please go ahead.
No problem. Yeah, sir. Please. So, yes, the resource person also shared his LinkedIn link URL in the chat box. You can copy it, and also I have posted the resource person's email ID. You can contact either with LinkedIn or with the email ID. So please note them for further communications or doubts. And I hope there are no queries. So let me thank you again, my friend and today's resource person, Sri Ramesh Krishnamurthy garu.
Yep.
Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, sir, for providing this opportunity. Yeah. Thank you.
And we are very fortunate enough to have you as a resource person for this session, a person who is having a proven track record in the cloud computing era. And also I thank my management, my principal, and all other administrative delegates, dignitaries for allowing us to conduct this workshop. And also I thank all the faculty of various departments for sparing their valuable time and attending the workshop and getting knowledge on cloud computing. And I need to thank Mohan Krishna for taking the snapshots, and I need to thank my coordinator Shabana ma'am for coordinating the workshop. And again, last but not least, I thank Venkatakrishna for connecting me with Ramesh garu. And once again, I thank Ramesh garu. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our request and delivering a great lecture for our faculty members. And from on behalf of Anantalakshmi and from India, a great thanks to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you all. Appreciate it, and hopefully, work with you all in the future also.
Definitely, sir. We will see for some future collaborations too.
Sure.
Yeah. Once again, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Yep. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's close the sessions. Yeah. Thank you.